Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Malcolm V8. Today I'm going to take you through the process of identifying a blown head gasket. I can tell you right now, one of these two vehicles has a blown head gasket. I'm going to take you through my process of how I figured that out and what were the steps of elimination and how we figured it out. Now it's worth noting that a head gasket can blow in multiple ways. You can have oil and coolant mixing, which is fairly easy to identify because your oil is going to be all milky looking and contaminated. You can just pull out the dipstick and see that. Or your coolant can turn all milky oily because it's got oil in it. Those are, two common ways. But other ways the head gasket can blow is you can have combustion chamber pressure pushing into your cooling system. And that won't turn it milky colored necessarily, but it will cause it to overpressurize. Coolant will escape and come out, leak everywhere, and the car generally overheats. The coolant can also go the other way into the engine where it gets burnt and you can get white smoke out of the exhaust. Or you don't necessarily have white smoke out the exhaust, but it can just be consuming coolant and there's no noticeable leak and you're wondering where is it going. So let's dive through these two and take a look at what we found. Okay, first clue something was wrong on this Jeep was the coolant overflow bottle. This is the bottle that was inside the engine bay attached to the radiator. And as you can see, it's a fairly sizable bottle. It holds a lot of volume. And I was having to add about this much coolant every drive. Every 20-30 minute drive, I had to add in, I don't know, what's that, about half a quart, maybe a quart's worth of coolant, that it was just disappearing. And I wasn't seeing much of anything on the ground underneath of it, so that was very suspect. The next clue was right here at the exhaust tip. I was seeing moisture dripping out of here when we would get this thing started up. Now that's not necessarily uncommon because as a vehicle's warming up, there will be condensation in the exhaust and you're going to see some moisture dripping. But when it's very excessive or it continues for a long time, that's when you know something's not right. And in this case, we could drive this 20-30 minutes, park it somewhere, come back out, start it up again, and at this point, all of that exhaust should be completely heat-soaked and hot. Yet it would start dripping coolant, or a fluid that I suspected was coolant, within about 30 seconds. So we were getting puddles of liquid coming out of here all the time. That's never a good sign. My next step is to see if I can locate the source of the leak. So I got a hand pump like this where you can take this end and you can actually attach that onto a radiator, fasten it on there and lock it on, and you can pump it up with pressure. And not only can you watch the gauge and see if it's losing pressure and there's a leak somewhere, but you can actually then walk around and try and identify the leak. And what I found was my thermostat housing had coolant leaking out all over by the hoses attached to it and around the base of the gasket flange where it attached to the engine, the cylinder head. And my water pump, I couldn't tell exactly where because there was so much other stuff mounted on the engine, but I could see coolant running down and dripping, and that it was actually coming out at a fairly decent pace. So at this point I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm jumping to conclusions on the head gasket. I clearly have some coolant leaks. The next mystery to try and decipher is how was coolant just disappearing out of this bottle as I was driving? In a normal functioning system, as the vehicle heats up, it's going to push coolant in here, raising the level, and only when it cools down will the level go down and disappear out of here. So that didn't make any sense to me. I decided to test the radiator cap, and I can do that with this double-sided adapter. I can put my cap on one side and I can put my pressure tester on the other side, and I could go ahead and run some tests on here. And what I found was this cap was completely shot and blown. So that meant coolant could just freely flow by either direction, and that explains why as the engine started up and was losing coolant, it would just suck it right out of here on the fly while it was driving. At this point, I sort of jumped the gun and I went ahead and just started removing stuff off of here, and I was going to just put a new water pump on, thermostat housing, fix all the leaking hoses and be done. I also noticed, it's kind of grimy and there's clearly some oil leaking, so I thought, okay, I'll pull the valve cover off and put a new gasket on. But then I pulled the spark plugs, and that's when things changed. Right away I noticed the center cylinders were burning very different than the outer cylinders. So I clearly had some changes in the cylinders from end to end, and again I'm suspecting head gasket now. I'll try and get something up close for you so you can see what I was seeing on the plugs, but they were clearly got stuff burning on them and detonation, and I suspect coolant contamination on them. Continuing on the investigation, I went ahead and pulled the oxygen sensor, and right there, that's very definitive. You see that white on there? That there should be either black or like a light gray burn, mostly depending on your fuel and what part of the world you live in. If you have a leaded fuel, it's definitely a light gray. Unleaded fuel like we have in the US, it's usually black. Not white. White is a clear indicator of the engine's burning coolant. So right now, I'm back to head gasket. That looks really bad. To further support that evidence, I went ahead and pulled off this piece of exhaust right here. It's the mid pipe that runs from the log manifold off of the cylinder head back to the catalytic converter. And if we take a look here, you can see these pipes are all clean and shiny and actually like have even a bit of a white color to them. They're not black, they're not sooty, they have no signs of exhaust, and that's because they're continuously being flushed and cleaned with coolant. Head gasket. We're now underneath of the Jeep looking up into the log manifold still attached to the cylinder head. And again, this should be black and sooty. It's the closest part of the exhaust to the cylinder head. And instead it's all white and it's kind of cleaned out. Another clear sign that coolant's just been flushing through here. Okay, so that was the thought process and diagnosis on the Jeep. And unfortunately, this either has a head gasket blown or the cylinder head is cracked. Somehow coolant is getting into the exhaust. Hopefully it's not a cracked block. That's really worst case scenario. I'm hoping it's just the cylinder head. Since we found all these other cooling issues with the cap and the coolant and all the leaks, I'm suspecting it ran low on coolant frequently. It probably overheated with the previous owner and they blew a head gasket. So we'll get this pulled off and I'll keep you guys updated on the progress. Let's go take a look at the Terminator now and see what's up with it. Ever since I got this Terminator, it's been having some cooling issues and they've progressively gotten worse and worse over time. It started out very minimal and I didn't think too much of it, but as it's degraded, I've been digging in more into it. Now, I found that the cooling fan that was on it was pretty subpar. So we went ahead and upgraded it, installed a Mach 8 fan, and that seemed to take care of it. At least, you know, the parts that were fan related have been taken care of. But the vehicle would still randomly overheat. And, you know, when I first started doing diagnostics on it, I also found air in these upper lines as well. So I thought, well, maybe someone just didn't fill this correctly. So, you know, we pulled a vacuum in the whole system and charged it up properly, took care of that. Still ran into issues, and actually it started pushing coolant out a whole bunch, which made me suspect maybe there was something going on with the head gasket. But we ran a test where you can put on a kit on here and you can check for combustion gases in the coolant, specifically CO2. So the dye you pour in there, it will react with the CO2 and it will change color. We didn't get any of that. We took the car out when it was hot, when it was cold. We ripped it up and down the streets to, you know, make sure if there was any combustion gases pushing in, they would be in there. And we ran the test again. Still not seeing anything. Now that's not definitive. That's not 100% that it's not a head gasket, but it is a pretty good indicator that you're okay. We found replacing this cap stopped fluid pushing out as well. I used that same pressure test kit I showed you earlier, and we went ahead and did tests on our old cap, and the old cap was actually testing just fine. Eventually I got smart and I tested it while it was hot and found that it was failing when warm. So we swapped caps and it quit putting coolant out. So now, and at one point we also found this thermostat was completely seized up and not working. We replaced that. So at this point, let's see, we've eliminated air pockets, we've replaced the thermostat, we've replaced the cap, we vacuum filled this multiple times, we have a powerful fan on here, yet the car still overheats. In fact, it's gotten so bad I can barely drive it down the road and it overheats pretty quickly. Now, I've also noticed that the coolant coming out of here is really grungy and rusty looking. So while that's specifically won't cause overheating, I would like to get this flushed really well to get all of that contamination out and get fresh coolant in here. And then we're going to look at replacing the radiator and the water pump probably. The only two things that haven't been touched. And if that doesn't solve it, well then we're going to have to, you know, really look into the possibility of a head gasket on here. It's not pushing coolant out though, so we're not getting any pressure in here, not since replacing the cap. But something's still going on with this we've got to keep troubleshooting and figure out. Cylinder head is off, and just as I suspected, there's lots of white from coolant. What amazes me is that it's on every single cylinder. That's pretty unusual. Usually a head gasket will blow like between two cylinders or between a water jacket and a cylinder somewhere, something like that, and you'll get a contaminated cylinder or maybe two. But the entire head, that makes me wonder if this head has been warped and overheated and that's why coolant was getting in everywhere, or what's happening. I'm not entirely sure yet. Looking inside the ports here, if we look inside of an exhaust valve, see how it's completely white. And again, what's super interesting is every single exhaust valve on the entire cylinder head is white. Very unusual. I'm curious to find out what this happened to this head. Looking inside the engine, we see the same kind of mess. As we get up closer, you can really see all of this white crusty stuff from the coolant, and there's even a lot of like carbon type buildup. See, look at that material. It's going to take a lot of cleaning here. I'll probably shop vac this out first so nothing gets down on the sides of the pistons, and then do some more cleanup and get rid of all of this mess. All right guys, hope you learned a little about looking into head gasket issues. And obviously head gaskets is a complicated subject. There's a lot more to it than just what we covered today. If you got your own tips and tricks or information, go ahead and throw it in the comments down below for myself and everyone else. It's always good information to have. As for the Red Fire and the Jeep, I'll keep you guys updated as we make more progress. Take care. Talk to you later.